My name is Vania McAllister and my pronouns are she, her. My parents wanted a unique name. Vania is not a very common name in the Philippines at all. I was born in Quezon City in the Philippines. I started school there. We moved after third grade. So I remember going to private school. I remember having family over a lot, but also like traveling to places outside of the city. One of the places was Baguio City, which was north, and it's kind of in a higher elevation. And I remember it specifically because it was cold there. It was like, I think it was in the mid 40 Fahrenheit there, so it was a lot colder than the lower elevations in the city. And I remember it being special. There was a convent that my parents liked to visit because they sustained their mission by making strawberry jam. They would grow strawberries. It was cold enough there to grow it, so it was one of the very, very few places where fresh strawberries came from in the Philippines. And they would make jam, and my parents would buy jars of it. And it was all like the inside was sealed with wax, and I specifically remember getting to crack the wax and like remove it from the top. Like it was a really special thing. It wasn't something that we had all the time. We immigrated to the Bay Area and lived in San Jose when I was 9 years old. My dad was Filipino, born in New York, so he was an American citizen, and it was really easy to move to California. We had family there, he had cousins, my mom's siblings lived there, so they made the decision to leave. I remember it was the first time that we had been on a plane anywhere. I remember we had a layover in Tokyo. It wasn't a very long layover, but it was long enough for us to get out and stretch our legs and kind of walk around the airport a little bit. And it was the first time we were in a foreign country, so it was really, really different. At the time, my dad had traveled ahead, so he was already in the US, he was already in California by a few months, so it was just my two younger sisters and my mom. I remember being on a plane and thinking it was really cool, like you could look out and you see the ocean, and it was nothing but ocean for miles. I remember being overwhelmed a little bit because it was so different from anything else, and then arriving in SFO, it just felt really different. Weather was very different right off the bat. We left the airport. My uncle had picked us up. We were driving up to San Francisco, and I remember it being very cold to me. I love Christmas. Christmas is the most important holiday, I think, in the Philippines. They start decorating in September. It lasts well past New Year's. Christmas decorations are up. There's a lot of music. One thing in particular that I've carried over is the Filipino tradition of having a parol, which is it's a star, sometimes made with shells, sometimes with paper and bamboo. And most Filipino homes have them in their windows or out on their porch at Christmas time. It's very colorful and it lights it up, and I have one. I was able to get one. It's made of shell. It's a lot more durable than the paper because Michigan winters are pretty harsh, but it is very colorful, and I make sure that's one of my favorite Filipino traditions, is hanging that on our porch at Christmas time. I'm really into food, and I think in the Michigan area there's not a lot of Filipino representation in commercial kitchens, in restaurants. There aren't any in Ann Arbor. There's a Filipino baker in Detroit. He opened a brick and mortar shop called JP Makes and Bakes, and he's one of the few prominent Filipino restaurateurs, but people have to travel to see him, and I wish there was a little bit more of that. So if I wanted to go out for Filipino food, it's kind of hard to find in Michigan. I love flan. I love halo halo because it has everything in it. It's a layered dessert, and there are sweet beans and fruit and layers of shaved ice and evaporated milk that are all kind of mixed together, and it's topped with ice cream and crispy rice bits. But it is pretty impressive, and it's kind of this big thing, and it's really pretty to look at. I really like halo-halo, and I really like flan, which is, it's one of those desserts that has a really heavy Spanish influence. I know that Mexicans have their own version of flan as well, but I do remember my mom's aunt made the best one, and hers had lemon in it. Lemon and vanilla, and I remember it being really rich, and that was really sweet. That had like a lot of like caramel on it, balanced by the lemon, and I just have really fond memories of that.